Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the switch function in Microsoft Excel. Now, you're familiar with if function, right? This one right here, if, parenthesis, the common formula right there. And basically for me, I think if is the most basic and most average or beginner formula in Excel. Now, there is a counterpart. It's going to be called switch. Now, think of it as if in another level. It gives us a little bit more organized, a bit more simpler formula rather than using the if function. Now take note, they're not intertwined, so there is some certainty that if can only be used, and there are some certainty that switch can only be used. It's not a direct replacement, okay? So let's get started with example number 1. So for the example number 1, as you can see right here, I have average, good, excellent, below average, and poor. So for average in if, so that's going to be the statement. If C2, which is going to be this one, is equals to 1, it will be poor. If it's going to be below average or equals to 2, it will be below average, like so. And then this one on the switch, as you can see right there, we've used the switch function for C12 or this one right here, because, by the way, C12 is basically C and number 12, and this is it, that cell right there. So if it's going to be 1, it's going to be poor, 2 below average, 3 average, and so on and so forth. Basically, they're the same. However, if you notice, the formula is much more simpler comparing to the if function. Now let's start with switch. So let me just try and duplicate it. So switch, this basically evaluates an expression against a list of values and returns the results corresponding to the first matching value. If there is no match, an optional default value is returned. Don't forget the parentheses, and of course use expression with this one. Earlier it's C12 because C12 is going to be the number 3 right there. But for this one, we're going to duplicate it and use C13, which is number 4. Now for this one, C12, I'm going to put my comma. If the value is going to be 4, or you can put it as 1. It doesn't really matter, as long as if you put 1, put in poor. If you put 2, put in below average. Basically, that's the idea. So I'm going to go with 1 here. And then if it's going to be 1, of course, I'm going to put in a second here, poor, like so. So by the way, guys, make sure you type in the correct spelling as it is displayed on the formula. And let me just finish this one, comma again, number 2, so you get the gist of it, right? If it's number 2, it's going to be below average, and then another apostrophe right there, and then comma. Let me just finish this one real quickly. So there we have it. As you can see right there, C is going to be C13, number 1, because earlier it was this one right here, right? C13, and poor is number 1, 2 is below average, and you'll see right there, not rated. Basically, if it's going to be blank or approximately with a value of 0, it will be not rated. And basically, that's a formula. Now, you don't have to type it all the way here on each cell. You can just highlight the one with the formula and drag it like so. And then if I change this one, for example, to number 1, I'll have poor. If I change it to number 3, of course, I'll have average. And so on and so forth. If this one is number 5, I have excellent. So basically, that's going to be switch function for you, the most simple explanation to it. Now let's try creating some examples with a bit more complicated. So for example number 2, we're going to use text right now. Earlier, it's just numbers, right? Now basically, they're the same, so don't be nervous about it. So if you click on this one, hyperlink it, you'll see C2, basically that one. Use switch, multiply by switch is going to be the D cell. So D2, which is basically this one right here. If it's going to be north, it will be valued at 0.05. I've added another value, a third value. It's not going to be seen in anywhere here. Now you can adjust this, for example, if you want it for 1. If you want south to be 2, is to be 3. That is basically going to be by your own preference. So let's try replicating this one as an example. Of course, don't forget the equal sign. And for this one, I'm going to type C3, or rather, sorry about that, I'm going to type C3 like so. As you see right there, it's highlighted C3. Multiplied, of course, I'm going to use the switch function. And right now, I'm going to use a parenthesis. Or I'm going to click on that one first. And then the parenthesis. And D2 is going to be the one we're going to use, or this one right here, because we're aligned on this one. Don't forget about that one. And I'm just going to finish this up. And forget the apostrophe, north. If it's north, we're going to put 0.05. I forgot about that one. That should be a comma. and then it's gonna be 0.05, and of course comma again. Don't forget if it's gonna be south, so on and so forth. So let me just finish this one up. I'll get back to you once I'm done. So welcome back. As you can see right there, it's gonna be C3 multiplied by switch function D3. You may ask why is it D3? Because we're focused on this cell, the red one, and then it's gonna be C3 because we're gonna focus on this one. So it's gonna be north 0.05, south for 0.06. Those are the commission base, and right now they're just gonna be highlighted and bring down as it is. You notice that one is gonna be blank because if you notice the formula, there is nothing that says, or there is no way here that says central. It's gonna be north, south, east, and west. There is no central. So right now central is valued at 0. If you want to add central to a value, of course you just extend the formula and then put central right there, and you'll be good to go. Now let's try the last example. So this is gonna be the last example. Basically, this is the most complicated and complex scenario I can think of. If you click on the formula, you'll see that we've used if and switch altogether. Remember at the start of the video, I told you that they're not really direct replacement, or rather an upgrade of one of each. This is the one. If I use if, this is going to be the scenario. If or the blank number C2 is going to be blank, basically, we're going to use 0. If it's going to be switch for easy, it's going to be 1. If it's medium, number 2, and so on and so forth. Basically, I have 4, or not 4, 5 rules here altogether. For example, let's just drag it down right there. As you can see, if it's going to be low or easy, it's going to be 1. If it's going to be medium and hard, it's going to be around 4. So I have 2 scenarios here altogether. So I'm making Excel think harder this time. I'm giving it a bit hard time on contemplating the formula. For example, if I switch in low here, let's try switching this low. That's going to be number 3. If this is going to be around easy, that's going to be, sorry about that, there's a forward slash. If that's going to be easy and medium combination, that will be 2. If this will be hard and low combination, that will be 3. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.